Welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael. This is the second episode in my affordable ATV camping series. In this video, we're going to show you a lightweight camping setup. So this is our second camping trip with the ATV. So we're excited to try out a few different types of camping. Today we've gone for a lightweight setup. This is going to be a hammock setup. And we're hoping to get to a really beautiful spot. I haven't been able to get up there previously because the roads are actually restricted for Jeep access and you can only get to them with ATVs and side-by-side. So that's going to be pretty exciting to get all the way up there. Made one addition to the setup and I've put this saddle bag on the tank here, and really I don't need the extra storage, but it's nice to have these for camera equipment. I can quickly take it in and out. I've got my gloves on the other side, for instance. But apart from that, the setup's the same. The season is also open for grouse, so we'll see if we get some luck. I brought the 410 with me just to make sure that we do see something we can take advantage. So it could be chicken tonight. If it's not chicken, we do have some steak, so we'll be happy either way. Just look and see where Esme's gone. Esme! So we're going to jump on the ATV and we're going to head up the trails. So the affordable Kawasaki KVF 360 has been doing very well. I found it very reliable and very capable despite the small size, and for around $3,000 I don't think you can go far wrong with a ATV similar to this one. With the Kawasaki and the full four-wheel diff lock, it makes going through obstacles like this easy and you can do it with lots of confidence. So Esme and I have just stopped for a bit of lunch. I thought I'd show you what I've got as a loadout at the moment. Things are still coming together, but I'm pretty comfortable with what's going on right now and how I can carry all this stuff. So there's going to be some things that are unique to me because I do have my 410 with me and I do have camera equipment which you might not have. So we'll kind of ignore that. So these are the Cabelas ATV pouches. I do like them quite a lot actually. Gives you two compartments. They are padded and they come with a waterproof cover at the back so you can put everything in. I have my little vest. Let's do it this way. So I have a jacket to increase my comfort. It's my keys, my truck and my wallet, everything I need. Not normally carry water. I normally carry one big water filter bag and I fill it up. It's probably, I think it's 3 or 4 litres, 3 litres. But I forgot it, so this is why I've got water, so we'll ignore that too. I did have the extra room, so I brought a small side table. Again, that's a complete luxury. Some big tent pegs. Bought my one Tigress poles. These are just generic poles, but have actually been very useful for lots of different setups. I have my survival knife, my emergency fire lighting kit, a few other things in there. This is my grab it if I need it. I have my CRKT axe. My silky big boy saw, which is perfect for what I need. There are no fires at the moment, so won't be using that. I brought some little flip-flops just as something to change into, get out of these boots. my Helinox One chair. And I actually brought my folding stove, wood stove, which you've seen many times before. It's kind of a big wood stove. Love this thing. I think I say that every time. And that's it. There is a divider that you can have in here, but I don't have it right now. So in this one I've got my camera bag, hammock equipment. So this is a my hammock, and also that's my hammock. This is my tarp, my hat, and I have my neck scarf. On the back I have my Helikon-Tex swag band roll. So this is excellent for several different things, but it's great if I'm going to get cold, I can throw that straight on. I have my top quilt and my Wookiee underquilt and my pillow. Now you can compress these down to make them smaller. I prefer not to because it's a hassle, and I can just cram them in there and it's good enough. I could save more space, but like I say, with this type of camping, it's not the weight of items, it's the bulk. So I may compress them down just to see if it does give me any room, but I'm not short of room. On this side I have all my food and Esme's food, a couple of buns, I have a waterproof a Sea to Summit poncho, my Helikon-Tex trash bag, which I have a couple of these to go in already. I have a small stove and a cup. This is a Helikon-Tex stove with a Pocket Rocket 2 stove. So in here I have some recovery tools, so recovery strap, I have my gloves, and I also have in there my Leatherman, which is useful. So in the back of the quad here, there's a little toolbox, and I have tire repair kit, inflation, zip ties, basic hand tools, the clutch removal tool to change the belt, but I haven't picked up a belt yet. That's on my list of things to do. And so I have some wrenches, screwdrivers, just basic hand tools. And that's about it really. That's everything I carry. So that's my basic loadout. I do have room for more capacity. So in my previous video I actually took out a hot tent and a hot stove, so that does fit within this setup. I don't need any further room. Really the saddlebag, this thing, was really more for camera equipment because of my unique situation where I'm carrying camera equipment, whereas most people don't. But you could easily pack enough in here for, 2-3 days. You're only limited really to your water supply and your food. So there's enough room in this setup to carry pretty much any type of camping that you'd like to do. There are a couple of exceptions that aren't fitted yet to the ATV. One of them is my chainsaw mount at the back, which I have to pick up next week, and that will give me the ability to actually cut lots of firewood. You can cut with a handsaw when winter camping. You do go through a lot of wood, and I recommend a chainsaw because I don't like hand cutting stuff. So, but that's just my preference. For electronics, I have my iPhone on the handlebars. I also have my Garmin Mini, which I keep with me, and I have the ability to charge that up. I brought battery banks, etc. So let me know in the comments if you think I'm missing anything or anything that you would add to this setup. this is where I wanted to get to, and look at the view. So Esme and I have been doing some ATV riding. We did some of the trails, did a big loop around northern part of Porcupine Hills, but we decided to come back to this spot because it's so wonderful, and it also has cell service, which is unusual for this part. It's getting a little bit windy right now, but I think we'll be sheltered enough here. I'm not expecting any rain, but we'll start to get the hammock set up and it shouldn't take long. Just got to pick which two trees. I think these two would be good. So I can look out across here. The reason I like hammock camping so much is because it's so versatile. I find I can use this setup for all 3 seasons and down to about -10 Celsius. The Wall Bonnet Eldorado is a great hammock. It's towards the higher end of the market, but there are some cheaper alternatives. You don't have to spend a huge amount on hammocks, but I would suggest having a good quality underquilt or pad to make your life a lot easier when the temperatures start to drop. You can get away with cheaper, bulkier sleeping bags, but the one thing that's difficult to solve is how to keep your back nice and warm. The Wall Bonnet Wookie underquilt is a tailored down underquilt that fits exactly onto this particular hammock. There are some universal ones that will fit to any hammock and you can investigate those. This hammock is also double layered, so a sleeping pad can be slid between 2 layers and it won't slide around during the night. So this is my basic setup with the Wall Bonnet Eldorado hammock, the Wookie underquilt, and my light equipment top quilt, which will take me down to -6 Celsius. The Wookie I think is rated to lower than that, and I'll put the specs in, but I think it's like 20 degrees or 0. I think 0 degrees, which I think is minus, I won't guess. But yeah, it should be very comfortable. Not sure if I want to put the tarp over the top because I'm kind of enjoying the views, and depends whether the wind's going to kick up, then I may put it up, but for the moment I think we're good. So it turned out to be a very quiet evening without having a campfire to entertain ourselves. We ended up just having some cold snacks for supper and retired to an early night in the hammock. Esme's been used to sleeping in the hammock for so many years now, she takes to it very easily, although she can be a bit of a bed hog. Despite this fact, we both slept well, ready for the morning. So Esme and I have had some breakfast and it's time to pack up and we'll be leaving pretty soon. It's a beautiful spot. I'm sure we'll be back here again. Many times when I do a quick overnight camp, I don't even pack my gear away properly in the morning. For instance, with this hammock, I'll just put everything inside, roll it up as tight as I can, and just stuff it in one of the boxes. One reason I do this is obviously convenience, but the second reminds me that when I get home, I've got to unpack it all, dry everything perfectly, and then repack away ready for the next trip. Making sure all your gear is absolutely dry when you pack it away will keep it in good condition and it will last a long time. So we are set for the off. Let's see if the pull start works. Okay, that's... Although the quad does have an electric start, it also has a backup pull start, which I think is a great feature, especially if you're camping way back in the woods. Well, that's all we have time for in this video. I hope you found it useful and it's given you some ideas on how you can tailor your camping equipment for your next ATV trip. And if it's your first time out ATV camping, maybe just take the gear with you for your camp setup for a day trip. You can then do a trial setup and figure out whether you've forgotten any parts or whether it's going to actually work for you. This is going to be great knowledge for when you go out for the first time. So until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.